Hi Aquarius, age of Aquaria, how are you all doing? So I'm going to be doing your February 2021 reading, looking at some of the issues related to the tarot cards, linking that to placements in your astrological chart, and just kind of finding out some of the solutions, just some of the vibes going on for February. Happy birthday, guys. I hope you have a great birthday. I know some of you also have birthdays late January as well, but for those of you who do, happy birthday. So if this doesn't resonate, also check your rising sign, because I find that your sun and rising links quite well and gives a great overview of the month. So let's see. We know this is going to be an interesting month for you guys because we've got a stellium on the 11th, which is a basically a cluster of 7 planets in Aquarius. And a stellium is normally, I believe, a cluster of 3 or more planets. Do you know what? I'll take them. I'll take them. Okay. Yeah, we have 5 luminaries visiting your house on February the 8th, so your dreams and, you know, the way you manifest is very inspiring to other people. You're going to be very charismatic this month, you know. People are going to be very drawn to you. I think there's actually a really good opportunity to make some money in this, actually, linked to your dreams. So if you've been worrying about wealth, or you're wondering, oh, I wonder if I can make some money on this, that is definitely coming to fruition. You actually probably have a few surprises at the end of the month, because certain planets will visit your money house. So that's going to be something that if you're manifesting money, that's going to go down really, really well. This 2 of Pentacles is interesting because I think this is linked to your chart in the fact that you might need to be wary of negative people in the workplace, people that drain you. They don't really see eye to eye with you, and in fact they just steal joy from you. They have a very toxic attitude. This could also just be a friend that is being really draining on you. Maybe you've had an argument and there's just a sense of kind of injustice there, and I think there's just a sense of, in the workplace, you have to be a little bit careful about the toxicity surrounding it. We've also got 2 of Wands in reverse. I think some of your life goals you might be starting to put a bit more reflection on. So you're reviewing your life goals and thinking, is this really for me? I'm wondering if, you know, my dreams will actually come to fruition. It's almost like you are doubting yourself, and that shows with the Empress in reverse. You know, this is like you don't feel good enough. It's almost like you don't understand the power that you have, Aquarius. You have a very magnetic feeling to you, and I think you sometimes don't feel you're good enough. Or when someone gives you a compliment, you're like, oh my goodness, I couldn't even. And that 2 of Wands is really about you kind of reviewing your goals and kind of thinking about what goal will lead me to what adventure, and how can I use this to make my life really memorable. I also think when Chiron visits your sign, it's going to be quite good for you, because you'll actually have a chance to heal some of the old wounds and forgive yourself for a lot of things that have happened in your life, especially when it comes to love. Okay, so the Lover's card in reverse with the Sun. So we're starting to get perspective on things that haven't worked out with love. Maybe even a situation that you have right now where you're thinking, oh God, if I'd never done this, I wouldn't be in this situation. You'll start to think about that more. But Chiron's not going to be too bad for you, actually. It's going to be a really good healing energy that brings this 4 of Swords, this rest and replenish. So when Chiron visits your sign, don't worry, this is going to be a good time to reflect and actually forgive yourself for a lot of things that have happened, especially if someone's betrayed you, cheated on you, that kind of thing. It's going to be like, I'm starting to put it into perspective now. I also think that, you know, specifically it's so funny because I think self-defeating words are actually part of this month for you astrologically, and that shows a lot with the Empress in reverse, like I said, not feeling good enough. The things that you say are so important. They're affirmations, okay? So keep that to a minimum, because if they're not constructive and they don't help you, you shouldn't be saying them to yourselves, okay? And preaching to the choir here, I'm so bad at this, but it's really important to be kind to ourselves, you know. Self-care, the rest and replenish, self-care. And also Queen of Cups as well. Queen of Cups is such a warm-hearted, honest, and actually very fair kind of signal and sign. And this is saying you need to be that to yourself. So be warm-hearted to yourself. It's so funny because Aquariuses are sometimes known as being cold-hearted, but I'm not sure that's true. I think they're actually can be very warm and very generous, but when they open up to people, I think they put a barrier up, and I think that's because there's a sense of judgment almost there. Very odd, but I don't see that. I think they're very warm-hearted. I think you guys are warm-hearted, and you need to be that to yourself, okay? Be as nice as you are to your friends, to yourself. And again, we've got this Hierophant in reverse, which is, you know, sometimes not being that kind to people and maybe not being so kind to yourself. So again, I linked that about that toxicity in the workplace, with people being negative to you and sort of giving you an injustice, but also you being a little bit too unkind to yourself. This is also interesting because I link this to the way that sometimes Aquariuses step outside of societal norms, and that they don't feel they have to be that clear-cut idea of normality, being creative and a little bit eccentric at times. And I think this is actually going to be really great for the 23rd of February, which is going to make you start to discover things that you never knew before, and they're going to be kind of against society. So, for example, if you've got issues with tax, you've got to start thinking, why does society tax me? Why do I do these things? And maybe your intuition sort of pulls on you, and you feel like you're feeling less inclined to be material this month. I mean, you have got money because we've got this 5 luminaries in your money house, but it's going to be very interesting because I think you're almost like want the money but want to reject it at the same time, because money means capitalism, and God, we don't want that. I also think specifically for this month, destiny and fate is going to be the thing that really shows itself. So the path of this year, this whole year, is going to start to unfold, okay? And I think what you've been manifesting is going to start playing, because what you manifest subconsciously can be linked to your destiny. You know, some things are predestined. I believe that. I think we have personal power, but there's some things that are just written in the stars, I believe. And I think there's going to be, in particular, a really good opportunity in your life to see the beauty in everything, and see the kindness and the warm-heartedness in things. Maybe you have a tendency to be cynical, and this month you're starting to feel like a bit more open-minded and less worried about society. Generally this month, I really see that you need to keep people that aren't that kind to you, toxicity around the workplace, you know, people that you might fear as enemies in your life, away from you, and you start focusing on friendships that are really good for you. So your strong, warm-hearted friends that actually have your best interest in heart, because that will bring you success and it will help you manifest more, okay? Because these people want you. And then also able to tell you that you are good enough, okay? Even though you don't feel it, that you are good enough. So it's really important to keep positive people around you, and to be careful of unexpected daggers in the back, should I say, this month. But generally this is a really good month for you guys. Great success with money, especially towards the end of the month. Actually, it's going to be some really good results, but also I think you're starting to think more about your journey for the year and in your life in particular, and just being nicer to yourself, manifestations, all that kind of jazz. So yeah, great month, I think. If you did like this, please like the video, but you don't have to if you don't want to. I hope you have an amazing February, and yeah, thanks very much. Bye guys.